Hello friends, today in this video we will discuss some examples on groups and abelian groups. This is our third video in the series of group theory. We have already discussed in our first two videos about some basic concepts of groups and abelian groups such as binary operations, algebraic structures, definition of semi-group, monoid, definition of group, abelian group, and finite and infinite group. Today we will solve some examples based on them. So let us start with our first example. First, we have taken the example, show that the set of all integers is an infinite abelian group with respect to addition of integers. Basically, what we have to do, we have to check whether the set of all integers is an abelian group or not with respect to addition of integer. So let us start with, we know that set of integers is I equals to 0 plus minus 1 plus minus 2 plus minus 3 and so on. We have to check whether this is an abelian group or not. For any set to be a abelian group, we have to satisfy 5 properties: closure property, associative law, third is existence of identity, fourth is existence of inverse, and last is commutative law. We will check them one by one. First of all, closure property. We know that closure property is satisfied if we take any two element of that set and we apply binary operation between them. If the new element also belongs to the set, then closure property will be satisfied. It means if AB belongs to I, then A plus B belongs to I. It is very basic property. From the definition of integers, we very well know that sum of two integers is always an integers. Let us take an example. Suppose we take two integers from the set I, 1, 2 belongs to I, then their sum also belongs to set of integers. Because sum of two integers is also an integer, this implies closure property is satisfied. Next we will take associative law. Second property is associative law. To satisfy associative law, we know that associative law is, let us take three numbers A, B, C belongs to I. Then A star, B star, C must be equals to A star, B star, C, where plus is any binary operation. So in the case of set of integers, we will check this. Let us take three integers, suppose 1, 2 and minus 4. We have taken three integers, हमने लिया है 1, 2 और minus 4 हमने तीन integers ले लिए. Then हम associative laws पे apply करते हैं. 1 plus 2 plus minus 4. It must be equals to 1 plus 2 plus -4 इक्वल होगा 1 प्लस -2 and 3 plus -4. Both sides are -1 equals to -1. This implies associative law is satisfied for the set of integers. Hence, we can say that associative law is satisfied. Next, third property is existence of identity. We will check for whether identity element exists. We know that an element E is said to be identity of a set if we apply E with any of the element of that particular set, then the result will be that particular element. बेसिकली मीनिंग क्या होगा, सपोज ई आइडेंटिटी एलिमेंट होगा हमारा किसी भी सेट का, अगर ई को किसी भी एलिमेंट के साथ ऑपरेट करते हैं उस सेट के, तो जिस एलिमेंट के साथ भी हम ऑपरेट कर रहे हैं वही एलिमेंट हमें वापस मिलना चाहिए. इट मीन्स ई बिलोंग्स टू आई is said to be identity in I if A star E equals to E star A. ये किसके इक्वल होना चाहिए, ए के. जब ई को हम आइडेंटिटी बोलेंगे कब, जब ए के साथ इसे ऑपरेट करें या ई को ए के साथ ऑपरेट करें, किसी भी ऑर्डर में कर सकते हैं, तो रिजल्ट हमारा ए आना चाहिए. अगर ऐसा होता है तो ई को हम बोल देंगे आइडेंटिटी. तो हम चेक करते हैं कि सेट ऑफ इंटीजर्स में ऐसा कोई एलिमेंट हमें मिलता है या नहीं मिलता. हम कोई भी इंटीजर लेते हैं, साइड में लेंगे. सपोज हमें 2 के लिए आइडेंटिटी चेक करना है, आइडेंटिटी फाइंड करना है हमें. 2 प्लस ई इक्वल्स टू 2. इट मीन्स ए प्लस ई इक्वल्स टू ए, तब आइडेंटिटी सेटिस्फाई होगी. तो ए में यानी कि 2 में हम ऐसा क्या ऐड करें जिससे हमारा रिजल्ट 2 ही आए. तो ऑब्वियसली हमें पता है 0 ऐड करने से 2 ही आएगा. 2 प्लस 0 equals to 2. This implies 0 is the identity in the case of set of integers. Hence, we can say that 0 belongs to I is the identity element in I. Hence, identity element also exists. Now we will check our fourth property, that is existence of inverse. Existence of बेसिकली इनवर्स होता क्या है, किसी एलिमेंट b बिलोंग्स टू i को हम इनवर्स बोलेंगे a बिलोंग्स टू i का. यानी कि कोई एलिमेंट b इनवर्स बोला जाएगा a बिलोंग्स टू i का इफ a स्टार b इक्वल्स टू e इक्वल्स टू b स्टार a. यानी कि b को इनवर्स हम a कब बोलेंगे, जब a को b में प्लस करते हैं, क्योंकि प्लस हमारा यहाँ पे बाइनरी ऑपरेशन है. a प्लस b मस्ट बी इक्वल्स टू e. सो लेट अस चेक. सपोज वी हैव टू फाइंड द इनवर्स ऑफ 1. देन b को 1 का इनवर्स कब बोलेंगे, जब 1 प्लस बी इक्वल्स टू 0 होगा. 0 क्या है यहाँ पे, 0 हमारी आइडेंटिटी है सेट ऑफ इंटीजर्स के लिए. तो हमें पता है 1 को अगर किसी भी नंबर में ऐड करके 0 लाना है तो वो -1 ही हो सकता है। तो 1 प्लस -1 इक्वल्स टू 0. This implies this -1 is the inverse of 1. Similarly, if we have to find the inverse of 4, it will be -4. If we have to find the inverse of 10, it will be -10. So in general, we can say that inverse of any element a in the set of integers is -a. So we can say that inverse of a is -a. Hence, inverse also exists. No one property is remaining for abelian group, that is commutative law, which is last property. Fifth property is commutative. Commutative law property is very simple. We know that sum of integers is always commutative. If we take a b belongs to I, we can say that for all a b belongs to I, a plus b equals to b plus a. This is always true in the case of integers. Let us take any example. Suppose we take the two integers -4 and 10 belongs to I. Then -4 plus 10 equals to 10 plus -4. 6 equals to 6. It means this implies commutative law. Commutative law is satisfied. Commutative law is satisfied. Hence, the set of all integers is an abelian group with respect to addition. We have show all the properties. I will show you again. Our question was show that the set of all integers is an infinite abelian group with respect to addition of integers. We have shown that closure property is satisfied, associative law is satisfied, existence of identity. 0 is the identity element in I. We have already shown this, and after that we have verified that inverse of A is -a. Inverse of A in -a. It means inverse of each and every element in the set of integers exists. Next, last property is commutative law. Commutative law is always satisfied for the set of integers. Hence, we can say that this implies set of integers. Hence, we can say that set of integers is an infinite abelian group with respect to addition. We are saying that infinite abelian group because here we are talking about order of that group. We know that number of elements in a group is called the order of that group, and here the number of integers are infinite. So we can say that set of integers is an infinite abelian group with respect to addition. Hence, true. In this way, we can take any example and we can solve all these examples like this. Next, we will take one more example on next page. Suppose we take example number 2 as show that the set of cube roots of unity, cube roots of unity is an abelian group of order 3 with respect to multiplication. With respect to multiplication. We have to check whether the set of cube roots of unity is an abelian group of order 3 with respect to multiplication of complex number, because we know that cube roots of unity are the set of belongs to the set of complex number, and it is talking about order 3 because it will contains only 3 elements. We know that the set of cube roots of unity is g equals to 1 omega and omega square. For abelian group, we have to satisfy the 5 properties as we have already discussed in our first example. First property is closure property. It is obvious if we take any 2 elements of this set G, suppose I take 1 omega belongs to G, then 1 dot omega equals to omega also belongs to G. In general, we can say that if AB belongs to G, then A dot B belongs to G. This is true for all the elements of this particular set. If we take omega square and omega, then omega square into omega is equals to omega cube, and we know that omega cube equals to 1. This implies closure property is satisfied. Closure property is satisfied. Next property is associative law. Associative law. It is quite obvious. We can take 3 elements, 1 omega and omega square all belongs to G, then 1 into omega square, it must be equals to 1 into omega square, which will be equals to omega cube equals to omega cube. 1 equals to 1. Both the LHS equals to RHS, hence associative law is satisfied. We can say that associative law is satisfied. This implies associative law is satisfied. Third property is existence of identity. existence of identity. In this set, it is very quite obvious. We can say that 1 belongs to G is the identity element in G, as we can say that 1 belongs to, sorry, if we take any elements of the set, 1 into A equals to A into 1 equals to A. For all A belongs to G. yes, हम कह सकते हैं अगर हम इस सेट G equals to 1 omega square this is our given set of cube roots of unity, and we are saying that 1 is identity. How we can say that? If we take any element 1 into omega into 1, this is equal to omega. If we take other element 1 into omega square equals to omega square into 1, which is also equals to omega square. Hence, we can say that this implies identity element exists. Now we will check our fourth property. Fourth property is existence of inverse inverse we have to check inverse for each and every element individually. We are given that G equals to 1 omega square. We know that inverse of 1 is 1 because if we take 1 into 1 equals to 1, the definition of inverse is A into B must be equals to E. B is said to be inverse of A if A into B equals to E. तो ये सभी एलिमेंट्स के साथ ट्रू होना चाहिए हमारा. We know that B is said to be inverse of A if A dot B equals to E. So 1 is called the inverse of 1 because 1 dot 1 equals to 1. Now we have to find the inverse of omega. Inverse of omega is, how can we find omega into, इस सेट में हमें वो एलिमेंट फाइंड करना है जिससे ओमेगा की मल्टीप्लाई करके ओमेगा की मल्टीप्लाई करने के बाद हमें 1 मिल जाए. तो हमें पता है ओमेगा इंटू ओमेगा स्क्वायर 1 होता है. तो हेंस इनवर्स ऑफ ओमेगा इज ओमेगा स्क्वायर. We can say that inverse of omega is omega square. In the same way, similarly, inverse of omega square is omega. Hence, this implies inverse of each element in G exists. Now we will move to our fifth property, which is commutative law. Commutative law is very simple, as if we take any two elements a b belongs to G, then a dot b equals to b dot a. सेटिस्फाई करा सकते हैं. सपोज हमने लिया ओमेगा एंड ओमेगा स्क्वायर बिलोंग्स टू G, देन ओमेगा इंटू ओमेगा स्क्वायर एंड omega square into omega, which is equal from both sides. This implies commutative law is also satisfied. Commutative law is also satisfied. In this way, we can say that the set of cube roots of unity is an abelian group of order 3. This implies, because order of G equals to 3, this implies we can say that set of cube roots of unity is an abelian group of order 3. Hence proved. Next, if we take any other example, such as set of fourth root of unity, set of four fourth roots of unity. G equals to 1 minus 1 I and minus I. In the same way as we proceed in above example, we can also show that this set is also an abelian group of order 4. I just explaining here. As closure property is very simple. If we take any two elements, हम इसके कोई भी दो एलिमेंट लेते हैं, हम क्लोजर प्रॉपर्टी अप्लाई करते हैं. 1 into minus 1 equals to minus 1. Closure property is satisfied. I into 1 equals to I. Hence closure property is satisfied for each and every element. If we talk about associative law, this will be satisfied as it is true for set of complex numbers. If we take any three elements, suppose I am talking about 1 minus 1 and I, and multiply these three elements from any side, then this will be associative. Next, we are talking existence of identity. Clearly 1 is the identity element in G. Now we are have to check inverse for each and every element. We know that identity, I am checking just inverse for all elements. Inverse of 1 is 1 clearly. Now we have to find inverse of minus 1. Inverse of minus 1 is, minus 1 का इनवर्स क्या होगा, माइनस 1 इंटू माइनस 1 का इनवर्स वो एलिमेंट होगा जिसकी माइनस 1 में मल्टीप्लाई करके आइडेंटिटी एलिमेंट हमें मिल जाए. यानी कि राइट हैंड साइड में 1 आए तो माइनस 1 का इनवर्स ऐसे एक ही एलिमेंट है यहाँ पे. इफ वी multiply minus 1 with minus 1, then we will get identity. Hence inverse of minus 1 is inverse of -1 equals to -1. Similarly, inverse of I is I into minus I equals to 1. So inverse of I equals to minus I. In the same way, inverse of minus I equals to I. Also, commutative law will be also be satisfied. Hence, we can say that set of fourth roots of unity, that is, this particular set is an abelian group of order 4. So this will be an abelian group. You can solve it very easily. So in this video, we just have discussed only 3 examples. If you have to ask any example, you can post it on comments. I will solve this. We will discuss some more example in our next video. Thank you very much.